allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. Okay. We have minutes from September 10, 17, and 28. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes?
Okay, I so move the acceptance.
So we're going to waive the reading of the minutes and move to accept all three?
That's the motion that I heard first made.
Okay, I could.
I'll second that motion.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
How are we doing on bills? We're still going through that?
Just a
Yeah,
few.
few left.
Okay. How's it going? Abstract number 10, that's still going forward. Tom, how about we want to go through the supervisor's report since we're still working on bills?
Well, too, on the backside, we received some disbursements. Not quite as good of a month for town clerk fees, but still pretty good, almost $3,500. Night class, unfortunately, continues to lose some of its strength here. We're down to now 0.045%. But we're still better than NBT, which is at 0.02, so a little bit over twice as good. Court fines are starting to come in again. We're still very low budget year to date. Our charter communications and franchise fees, we're going to be slightly ahead of budget. It looks like, as long as they keep coming in at the same amounts. Other than that, not a whole lot of interesting stuff going on. You'll see some big numbers under the Capital Development Fund. That's paying off our BAN and renewing the new BAN. And so we were with the Bank of Greene County, and now we're with Oppenheimer and Company. So that's our new BAN carrier. And that was all I had on that. From the main report, our general spending is at about 56%, revenues at 97%. Highway spending is at 37%, and revenue is at 98%. From the bills and stuff in the pot from last month, I did come up with a few transfers we need to make. We need to move some money into the police and constable, and a little bit into employee benefits, workers' comp. And we do those from contingent. And then, as you know, with our 80% reduction in our CHIPS funding, we need to move some money from repairs into the improvements to cover our discount by the state. So we would need a motion to do those transfers.
What do you want?
I move that we make those two transfers.
Second.
Well, right on that one. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
And I think you usually do a motion on the report as well.
Yep. I'll make a motion to approve the supervisor's monthly report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's see.
And I did work with Jody I think it was this week. Like I told Chris, and that was my week long already. We got all the paperwork ready for the CHIPS submittal, and Jody said he's going to do this week. So
Okay.
we'll hopefully we'll have our money in early December. Reimbursed for that. That's all I have.
Okay. We'll hit the bank reconciliation when we finish up with the bills, it looks like. I can give everyone an update on the Bridge New York. So we are officially out to bid on the bridge on the Spafford Landing project. That bid date is still set for Monday, October 19th, which is about a week and a half away, ish, at 7 p.m. here. So we will meet to open the bids next door. We don't have to have the full board here because it's just a bid opening. So if you want to come, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. There is also court that night. That's why we're going to be meeting next door. We'll open the bids, see where we end up on that, and then see if we can move forward. Monday the 19th. It's a week from next month, this upcoming Monday, a week from Columbus Day. 7 p.m. next door. Mr. Lowe, update.
Well, I also put down for a couple other things, but
Yeah. is it a web-based system, or is it a software system that's installed locally?
It's the same software, how I had the issues where I couldn't get it to print.
Yep.
Because I feel it was that the printers are too old, so it wouldn't allow me to print off the software.
Okay.
So because his computer's too old, it won't let him log in and log into the software.
That's odd.
So, he did just a couple here one day, but offered to say, hey, if you want to come and spend a few hours just keying a whole swarm of them in, do that. So, but he's at a little bit of a standstill.
I mean, if you want, I have a laptop that's sitting in there. If you want to try it and see if it works on that laptop, I'm happy to let him use that.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, because he was just going to run down to the store and buy something that refurbished where he could just
Right.
release information. And the county is saying if it doesn't get fixed soon, they'll have a computer that possibly where he can drive it and see and enter right in the county office.
Well, if you want to give that one a try, it's in the other room. You can try that. If that's going to work, then you can use it as needed, and then when he's done, you just leave it right back here. And if that doesn't work, nothing wrong with going to Plan B.
And then there's a few other items. With the solar panels, I don't know what stage it is. I didn't ask Lisa or Howard, but they're right across the street, and I was just, in my other towns, they coerced the property owner to build a mound with evergreens.
Like a screening.
A screen
Yeah.
so you wouldn't see it. It doesn't look too bad. You got a little bit of a mound and you put the evergreen on top. That kind of, if people are worried about it, just looking at just a field full of solar panels, just hide them a little bit. So I've had people not say great things about certain solar panels that go on the farm and going up the hill. You just want to see if they'll do that, just to kind of
We definitely have some.
hide them.
We have some input in the approval process, I guess, to a certain extent, but it is on private land too. And we do have Lisa? What time is that tonight?
I don't know.
Let's see if they sent me.
Who's asking you to do this, or are you asking?
He's asking, just suggesting something to think about. It will. This is a big.
That's all I'm saying is if people have an issue, we can always try to do that. I mean, it's just an option that I know other towns have done. And then,
I wonder if that's this guy. Oh,
yeah, the last thing is, I was talking to Lisa, and we're gonna, the town's gonna, I guess, charge for dump permits or use of the transfer station a little differently. And that's one thing I was say, if you're going that way, because as we're collecting, there's certain parameters we use when we're collecting the inventory on properties, where there's two different ways to collect them. You can collect it as a seasonal residence with a
Anything else? All right, so we're going to jump over to our meeting, pre-application meeting here for, well, just kind of information meeting for solar piece here. I'm going to unmute myself and... How's it going, everyone? Let me just turn up the volume here so everyone can hear, because it's coming through my computer, and we're in kind of a big room. Let's try that. We're ready whenever you are. All right, hold on for a second. I don't think we're going to be able to put it through there. I just got my computer turned up as high as possible, sound-wise, and you're pretty quiet, so you may have to yell. Just hold on here. No, it's not. Relax. Nope, I'm going to switch it, and let's try that.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. So my name is Mike Borkowski with the Community Power Group, joined by Elena, who is the project manager on this project. And we are proposing a total of 10 megawatts of solar, basically across the street from where you all are right now, on Route 174 there. It's the whole acreage is about 102 acres, as you'll see here. We're going to be looking at this bottom field and the stripe field that's right across the street from the town hall there. We're just identifying where the town hall is so you can kind of orient yourself. So this is essentially what the anticipated project looks like. It is 3 different projects. One is a 5 megawatt project that's directly across the street from the town hall. That's connecting to the 34.5 line that's running along that road right there. And that particular line had the ability to carry an additional 2 megawatts worth of solar. And that was prior to the enhancements that are being done right along that road right now. With those enhancements, there's going to be extra capacity that can be put on that line. And then the northernmost one up here is a 3 megawatt facility. We're looking at connecting to the 7.2 line that is coming in from north. These are standard fixed tilt farms, so there won't be any moving pieces. Solar panels are polycrystalline, which have no toxins in them whatsoever. That soil there is pretty deep, and so we'll just be there's steel poles, and those steel poles will get tapped down into the ground about 5-6 feet, and they will have the ability to withstand 140 plus mile an hour winds. So why don't I just, I can stop right there for 1 second and turn to the board, see if you have any questions or comments. Our purpose of this meeting is kind of just doing a high-level introduction of the project, and from a pre-op perspective to get any thoughts and feedback that you might all have.
Okay, we'll open it up to the board. Anyone have any questions, comments?
It's pretty straightforward.
CJ?
This is Jim Gaskin, I'm the town attorney. I'm going to have a lot of questions. I believe that the project will go to planning for the site plan review because this is a commercial operation. So it'll probably be, the planning board will probably want to know about if there's an ability to screen the project, although it looks probably too big to screen with some bushes and trees or whatever. But the other big thing is a performance bond for decommissioning the project. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with that.
Absolutely. Yep, we're 100% have that as a part of the project.
And then, safety issues. I don't know, you're producing a lot of electricity, so I'm sure you folks are familiar with whatever fencing that may be required to properly secure the project and to prevent injury from people straying upon the property, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there'll be, we have all the appropriate warning signs that would go on the fence. All the panels themselves are all pretty much really low voltage. You really can't hurt yourself on those. It's when you get to the reconnection poles where we send things up a telephone pole, and that's where they connect at the higher voltage. So it'll be kind of a big a transformer of sorts. It's not that big, but that transforms the power from the lower voltage to the higher voltage. That then steps up into an overhead pole configuration next to the utility.
So do you folks have another project that you completed anywhere near Spafford that maybe our planning board members or anybody that's interested could visit it to see the type of work that you folks do?
Yeah, so we don't have anything in the immediate area. We are doing one in Auburn. We're doing one up in, and then some on the other side of the lake. We have over in Casanova, and another one over on Stump Road. I forget exactly what town that is. So, and then we have a bunch down in Hartford and up in Utica.
Okay, you say you have one on Stump Road? The Stump Road is either Marcellus or Skaneateles.
It could be Elbridge.
Yes, this is Skaneateles.
Skaneateles. That's pretty close to us. That's very
So
close.
one of the things we can do though is we can identify a solar facility in the area that would be fairly representative. Wouldn't have necessarily been constructed by us, but these things are all pretty much the same in all candor. And so what we could do is identify one in the area, let me know where it is, and be able to say, hey, this is very much what it's going to look like, so that you have a reference point for what they look like.
And I would also suggest, even if it's a little bit further away, the size of the installation would matter. So, not a 1 megawatt. I would recommend that the planning board look at something that's an apples to apples comparison.
How big is the one on Stump Road? The one on Stump Road, how many megawatts is that?
I don't think
Is that complete?
It's not built.
Not built
It's
yet?
not complete yet.
It's proposed. I have a question, just a clarification on the acreage. The 102.35 is the total acres of the parcels. What's the size of the installation? How much of the 102 acres are you utilizing?
It's about 50 acres.
Okay. So, Jim, with 50 acres, in terms of disturbance, obviously from that much disturbance, SWIP, which I didn't see on your list there. So we're also probably going to, the planning board's going to want to retain engineering services and probably hire an engineer out to specifically work with us to look at this project. And, we have ways to go ahead and get some retainage in to the town so we can move through that process in in an orderly manner. But the SWIP is something you're going to have to look at, and that's going to be, it's an extensive process for that much land disturbance.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We have to do environmental.
There's
That
when
was
it
nice.
comes to the permit, the application, I should say, there's going to be a number of things that we'll be providing y'all. We'll have much more detailed plans. We'll have, equipment. We'll have from a visual analysis, the decommissioning plan, information on noise. So that it'll be a pretty comprehensive package that you'll be able to go through.
And just after this introduction, do you have a time frame or a schedule that you're looking at to engage the planning board in the town with some of these additional details?
Yeah, we're hopeful to have that package done in about a month.
Okay.
So that we'll submit it over to you and hopefully be able to put on the agenda, next agenda for a public hearing of sorts.
Yeah, so there'd be an initial meeting in December, if that's kind of the time frame, if you're looking to get it done in a month.
Yeah.
So the third, I believe I'd have to see where the meeting falls, but it's the third Thursday in December is when the planning board meets. It's the 17th of December. So you would have to come in with your application to that meeting, to the board, go through that process, and at that time they would review it and decide what action to take or not take, and then move forward through the process, along with our town attorney, who would also be there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. All right. Does anyone have any questions, comments, anything else for the group here? Yes, no? No?
Bruce, what do you think? You've got a pretty big solar array.
Well, to me, it's just it's a shame because that's some of the best soil in this town, and to cover that up. I mean, we put our solar array up in one of the worst fields we had, and yeah, it's too bad.
All right. Well, if you don't have anything else for us, Jim, do you have any other questions?
No, we'll have more questions when they come to planning,
Yeah. And we're doing things right now, like we're getting the wetland delineation done right now. We're coordinating with SHPO. We're getting the secret form filled out. So, there's a lot of stuff we're doing right now to prepare. We just wanted to make sure that we reach out to you guys as soon as possible, let you know about the project, and so begin incorporating, or being up and feedback that you may all have.
Okay. Would you send me this slide deck so I could have that here if people are interested
Absolutely.
in it? Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think we have any other questions for you. Appreciate the time this evening. Thanks for waiting for us to get through a little bit of business, and we'll, I'm sure, be in contact as we move forward.
Great. Thank you, folks.
All right. Take care. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Bye, everyone.
All right, I'll circulate around that. I'll circulate around the slides. They actually are fairly prepared compared to some other things in terms of where they are in their process, which tells me they're fairly serious about building this. So we'll see where that goes. I was a little surprised, frankly, that because I asked them, I said, geez, it sounds like an awful lot of megawatts that you're proposing, because we went through the process looking at the town and the capacity was the issue. But yeah, all of this work out here, somehow they got that done and pushed through ahead of time to essentially split apart and kind of re-circuit the transmission lines to support something of that size, which, I don't know, it's just, oh yeah, it's, well, they were hoping to get even a little bit more, 50 out of the 100 acres of that land, 50. I mean, yours covers what? 3? Yeah, I would say about 3. So there you go. So this is going to be almost 20 times the
We just
size.
matched ours, because ours wasn't for commercial production.
Yeah, you were matching it for your usage.
Your usage,
Yeah.
and that's, you know.
Any chance we can get some of that electricity brought across the street?
Well, actually,
Yeah.
I did chat with him because there's additional capacity. Remember what we were trying to do around here? I mentioned that. He goes, well, we would be interested in maybe doing a little bit more and setting it up to where we would lease it to you guys. So that's a conversation that we might be able to have, because he said there's an additional 2 megawatts of capacity-ish.
Now's the time to have that conversation because there's a little bit of leverage.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
So this is utility-based solar, this isn't community-based solar, right?
Right.
That's what it looks like to me.
Well, I mean, it's commercial, so I mean, it's not.
Well, there's 2 distinctions in the way that you set up for taxing them and whether you can set up pilot programs and stuff.
I'd be interested to hear that. I'm not educated on one issue.
Yeah, we've been going through it in Tully. We have 1 utility-based and 3 community-based. And the pilots are much more lucrative on community-based than they are on utility-based. Because in a community-based system, they're selling it directly to customers. It shows up on the bill. If it's utility-based, they're selling it to National Grid or one of the big companies. So they're not making as much profit off the electricity.
Right, because they're selling it for cheaper.
Selling it
Right.
wholesale.
Yeah, yeah.
So the community-based ones are getting a better pilot deal than the utility-based.
If I had to guess, this is utility-based,
That's my guess,
only
too.
because when I was talking to him last week, or maybe it was the week before last now, just to say, hey, can you give me a little, you guys want to do this little presentation, can you give me a little background, what's going on, where you guys based out of, what's your deal? And for him, he's saying that for what they're looking for, the break, in terms of the size and the scale, they really need to be doing something in the 8 to 10 acre size of a installation, however that works out for how many watts, megawatts that is. That's, it's all different depending on the layout. But for him, he really looks for 8 to 10 acres to start, because below that, the numbers don't work out on their end. So I'm gonna assume then, based on that, it is probably utility based in nature.
So Tom, when you use the word pilot, you're talking about a
20-year
a
agreement.
payment in lieu of taxes?
Right.
Are they looking for a pilot with the town?
Not that I'm aware of.
So they're just gonna be taxed?
So they would be taxed as if they were a commercial entity, right? So it's based on the,
Our assessor is gonna tax, that's gonna be a really high tax bill. I mean, how many millions of dollars do you think that is?
That insult?
well,
Oh,
I think you're
I don't
better
know.
off not assessing, from what I've been hearing, you're better off not assessing it on the value of the installation, but on
Value of the-
Income.
the value of the production.
Well, that's what, the assessor will do that. He should.
Well, you elect which way you're gonna do it at a town level.
Oh,
So based on this conversation, one of the things I was going to ask you, Jim, is, for special use permits, the town board, I believe, has the right to be the lead, I think, the lead agency, the lead review body, and so we should maybe not, I thought that was in there. That's my question. Is that in there for special use? It's not. So it's only for PDDs.
but what we can do, and we had this discussion on the 29th when we had our last meeting, which was only 8 days ago, is brush off that solar law
Yeah.
that we have
I mean, ultimately, it comes. Well,
I
no,
think
it wouldn't
we
be.
want ultimate control rather than planning.
Yeah, we want planning's recommendations. We want them to do their work and do their due diligence. And I think we should be able to weigh in on the ultimate decision, and if the board, if we feel there's anything else that should be visited as part of this process. So however we want to do that, that's, I think, for something of this size, I think especially with the revenue that we're talking about, I think it is a town board, I think we have to weigh in. So whether it's just through the solar law or whatever, or looking at that, I mean, I think,
I think we can do it in the solar law. I think we can state that for solar projects in the town, just what you said.
Yeah.
That the site plan review will be performed by the planning board, that it will be a recommendation from planning to town board, and the town board will have the ultimate, will make the ultimate determinations with respect to any solar project. And then,
I think that's the best way to do it, not try and dictate a size, but just anything, because
any solar project.
another company could come up over, 3 miles down the road and want to do a similar thing on the same side. Not saying that they should or shouldn't be able to do that, but I think the review process should be consistent. The application review.
The question I have is who owns, they own the facility, but do they own the ground?
They do not, is my understanding.
No, it's typically
still the
a lease.
landowners. Yeah, it's a lease.
But it's a long-term lease. It's like a 20 or 30-year lease.
Okay.
With this type of investment, they're going to want at least 30 years. So they lease the property from the owner, and they pay them. To lease it.
Yeah, and I would be per acre, and I would be curious too if there's some sort of renewal clause in this, because the panels do have a practical usable life.
Yes.
But if they're looking at this and also figuring on panel efficiencies continue to increase, which means you get more power per square foot of panel. So are they looking at a 30-year investment, or are they looking at a 30 plus maybe another 30 on a renewal of the situation, because they're really looking at very long-term payback potentially? I don't know.
So I just reviewed a lease agreement for a private individual down in Forest Heads, and it was a farmer that was entering into a lease agreement with a company like this, and it was a 30-year with options to renew beyond 30 years, and he was concerned about that because they were making a commitment to the next generation.
Right.
When they go beyond the 30 years, and he didn't really want to do that, but the company did.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's a significant investment, even though some of that is, probably a lot of that's being backed by investors to them, it's still.
Man, you're right on it, because he said to me, the farmer said to me, when we were talking about the 30 years, he said that the solar company did tell him that they needed at least the 30 in order to get the investors.
Yeah.
And that would, in 30 years, it means they have to trade out those panels again, because their lifespan is not very big.
Yeah.
They're getting better. I mean, I know right now they're telling us from a design standpoint, figure 25 all day in the right conditions, and frankly, we have the right conditions because it's cooler and the panels perform better, and there's less wear on the panels in a cooler climate, temperature-wise. Than say if they're in California or in Arizona. They just last longer here, even though we're more cloudy from a panel usage. They actually perform better in cooler climates. So they're telling me 25 and up in this area, you can get 30 years out of the panel, again, in the right conditions, so on and so forth. So the only reason why I know that right at the tip of my tongue is because we actually went over this today with a meeting on something completely different on panels. So.
Jim, do we have to have a solar law in place before they apply for a permit?
No, we don't.
So now's the time to do it. Because by the time they actually get to us,
We would have to have something dusted off for November, because if we're going to have to get this in place and do public hearing, we're going to be Parallel, yeah.
In November, we can do a special meeting too, for the end of November if you want,
Uh,
to get the law in place.
I think that's what we'd have to do at this
We
point.
have to adjust it on solar law.
Is it worth, John, I know you made some marks, is it worth going through it real quick? I don't suppose you have that digitally.
I'm sure I do have it digitally somewhere.
You want to send that to me and,
Yeah, why don't I circulate it?
Or do you want to scan that right now and we could throw it up on the, is it worth doing that?
probably not.
Okay,
Can you scan it and send it?
Yeah,
you gotta go in a few minutes.
I can scan it and circulate it.
Okay.
Scan it to a file and then send it to, yeah.
Yeah, circulate it around and our November meeting is when? And then the fifth?
Yeah. Well, it's because of the election, it has to be within, and the budget has to be within so many days.
So on the fifth, I don't know if I'm back from vacation, but I'll send something. But let's introduce it on November 5, and then we can always have a special board
Yeah.
meeting the end of. I don't think we have to wait 30 days. I think we can have a public hearing. Well, look into that. See when the quickest time is that we can have. a public
The only other thought is there enough time to notify? We could actually have it a week, on the 19th. We could do our bid opening and then hit the solar law on the same night. Just to give us more.
October 19th?
Yeah. Because I'm, so,
But you gotta, that's gotta be a special meeting then.
no, I know, but we still have enough time to notify. Right, well, that's why I'm gonna ask if people are available here in a minute. But if that's something we would want to do, that would just give us a little bit more breathing room on 30 days to do that.
Absolutely.
So,
That's a great idea.
so, John, are you around the 19th? Chris, the 19th, a week from?
Sure.
CJ, the 19th, okay, so Lisa, let's go ahead and do that. I guess I'd make a motion to hold a special meeting on Monday, October 19th at 7 p.m. At the town hall. B room. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor? All right, so we'll get going on that, and then we'll have plenty of time to get ahead of it and hopefully get things in place before January of 2021. Yes?
So that's the bid opening plus,
No, it's going to be an actual town board meeting. We'll discuss, we'll review the solar law. That's the only thing we'll have on the agenda. Is review the solar, we'll open the bids, review the solar law, and then set forth any other meetings or timeframes that we need to do at that meeting to go ahead and put the law and get it in place prior to whatever that timeframe dictates. Okay?
One other thing to keep in mind on
Yes.
these large projects is they sometimes put in these, like the big containers, and they're full of batteries to store the power so that they can sell it during peak times or vice versa.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
you gotta watch for those in their plans, that those are screened and well maintained. They don't just drop rusty old containers there in the middle of the
Yeah.
field.
He didn't mention that, but that is a good point. We'll have to take a look at it. I didn't see anything that indicated that, but we'll definitely have to take a look.
that wattage, that would be one huge battery.
Well, yeah,
Well, and
that's a
they're
concern.
super expensive too, and that's the thing too. They're so expensive, and batteries don't like those type of batteries don't like the cold. So, but that's a good point. We'll definitely take a look at that. All right. Anything else on that? Okay. Thank you very much. Let's see. I got to circle back around here. So, all the bills is everything back over there yet or no? Yes, they're all done. Okay. And everything's been signed off on? Perfect. I have a motion to approve the bills.
Motion.
So moved. Second. All in favor?
2 seconds
All right.
ago, motion.
And it goes and
I have the bank reconciliation. This is all signed off as well. I have a motion to approve the bank reconciliation. All in favor? Aye. Town campus project report is Chris is busy, so no progress. Assessor we finished up with. Jody, you're up.
I got the salt all here, sand's all here, just waiting for the mixers to go up, and we had all mixed to file a nice.
Okay.
All our big projects are completed. Stuff together for them.
Excellent.
One other thing I got, we talked about in our last meeting about getting an idea on lighting for the transfer station.
Yep.
I did have Syracuse Utilities come out, take a peek at it, do a figure on that. They're suggesting 3 poles and lights. Just touching the $20,000 mark.
It's not
It's not that awful bad.
too far off of what I thought. I put a call into Ephesus Lighting, and suggested, Joe was his first name. They do a lot of partnering / granting for installations when they're testing out some of their LED lights. They're the company that has, like, they put a lot of the lights in the Super Bowl stadiums, the big stadiums. They've done different street lighting things. And I haven't connected with him, but my pitch would be you can put whatever you want to put up there and, give us a fair deal, but you can then use that for testing and whatever. Would you be willing to work with us? And we'll see what they have to say. My guess is we would probably install the poles and they would come in and hang the fixtures, but we haven't got that far. So, if it's like, $10,000 or $5,000, or hey, we'll give you the lights, well then I'm okay with that.
Right. He had an option in there. So what I had him do is along Stanton Road is where 3 poles are going to go. One between the dumpster or the packers, one at entrance and one at exit. So that when we light up that whole area, the 300-watt LED lighting.
So are they directionals, like aimed, or are they more just overhead?
Overhead, so
Okay.
it wasn't blinding somebody.
Yeah. Okay.
He put an option in to go across the parking lot, the fence on the other side of that shed with refrigerators and all that.
Yeah.
Put an additional pole if needed. I think it'd behoove us to at least put the conduit in for that.
Right.
Whether we put the pole in or not,
Yep.
this gives us power on that side if we wanted to put lighting in that building that's there. So that was an add-on, if you will.
Okay.
There's some information on that.
Perfect.
See what we want to do with it.
Anything else, highway?
No, it's pretty much status quo.
Okay. Lisa. The checks come through, I sign them, they go out in the mail. I'm not sure what.
We haven't signed one from Casella since,
Oh, Kinsella. Oh, I'm sorry.
and I had emailed them, I had called and told them I will not send the bill in until they remove the rest of their stuff.
Okay, well, I'm not signing anything then. We had this conversation. Okay. So, Jody, do you want to call him again?
I will do it.
All right, perfect.
Oh, I've got it.
Speed dial. That phone.
Okay, so, Comfort cash reports for September. Unmeasured fiscal balance, Sterling Harris licenses. The grant for the building house, the agent because, again, we double up and it's one. We have one burial, it's in Montana Cemetery. Now then, to building department activity, $5,167.66.
Very good. Make a motion to approve the town clerk's report. All in favor? All right, thank you. Code enforcement. Lisa, is there, you did send me something, did you? Is it on the Dropbox? Okay. supervisors, clerk codes. Yep, I got it. Okay, permits issued. Fair number of them. Tracy, Pine Bluff, Olenko, Pine Bluff again. Little Hill, Sanctuary, Shady Bend, Olenko, Shady Bend, and Widewater Lane. Discuss 2501 Nuttery. What does that mean? No. 20? Oh, okay. Is there an update? Okay. Jim, is there anything? Are you 20 right across our Marcheteer? It's the one that is not.
He hasn't discussed with me in a while. You know, we backed off on any prosecution.
Right.
The Justice Court was shut down.
Right.
And before they shut the Justice Court down, the governor and our fine legislature passed new laws.
Right.
Very onerous disclosure requirements for prosecutors, which includes the prosecution for code violations. We were in the process of working our way through that when COVID-19 hit. So literally, there have been no code prosecutions statewide in the last 6 months.
I would say, Lisa, let's just leave it on the agenda for next month, and we'll get an update. I'll try and reach out to Howard before then.
The only thing that I'd like to make sure is he was going to do an inspection of the property to see if it actually was a safe structure.
Well, there was an issue. He can't do that until we got through some paperwork, and that was the hang-up, is what I remember.
Yeah, we would have to do a subpoena to
Right.
Search.
we got to be able to get into the structure. We have to make an application to court to do that. That's the term that I was looking for. You got to have a justice court in order to do that. So we've got one now, I guess.
Okay.
We did get some complaints from, for some reason, residents of the town of Spafford feel compelled to write me letters directly. They call me directly.
You should send him Christmas cards and return it.
Okay. Are we all set with that? What we have now in front of us is a proposal from Churchill Environmental Health and Safety Consultants. It's to do an asbestos survey on what's the address? 150 Spafford Landing Road, which is the Hobart residence, soon to be the town of Spafford Hobart residence. The price to do the sampling and surveying, which is required for us to then go ahead and demolish it, is I think $1,230.15. So I would suggest that we should make a motion to approve this expense and hire Churchill Environmental to go out and do that once we get the deed. So
tomorrow, the letter enclosing the settlement agreement with police will go out. I think they did that today.
okay.
And I talked with my paralegal who does my real estate work. And actually, the cover letter asks them to prepare the deed and provide us with the abstract of title.
Okay.
And we'll see how they respond to that.
So I would just say that we should consider making this motion, approving it, and then authorizing them once we have.
Well, here's another option: is I could just get permission from the Hobarts to send those people in. Now that they know they're selling it.
Yeah, sure.
If that would expedite it.
Sure.
If you print that off for me.
Yep.
I'll send a note to their attorney and say we need permission to enter the property.
Okay. Can we approve the expense?
And Churchill knows that we don't pay the 50% in advance, correct?
Yeah, that's they're not used to
He's a
working.
pretty easygoing guy.
Yeah, they're not used to working with municipalities. That's That's the private rate. Show me some money before I get out there.
I'll make the motion that we approve the expense of $103.79.
Chris Fesco seconded. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
FYI,
Yep.
the building is disappearing. I walked by it today.
People.
Windows are all gone.
Jim, is that I mean, I don't care about the windows, but there's no real plumbing in there. We're gonna knock it down. I guess we don't care.
The more they take down, the less we have to.
So I just was surprised that it was. Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Right. Solar array.
Technically, they shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
We cut a deal, but to purchase that property from them for $50,000, right? And that was without them cannibalizing the property. I'm not sure Ford really cares if we were not going to know anyway.
It seems less that we have to throw out.
Yep.
Yes, so.
With less tipping fees at the landfill. Yeah. So-
That was yesterday.
It'd be nice if I got hit by lightning.
Okay, so that was planning and zoning. I haven't really seen much activity either way. Obviously, the planning board is going to get busy here. Sounds like next month, so maybe just pass a note to Kim that to be on the lookout, and Howard on the lookout for the solar package coming in. Moving down to old business. This is where I'm falling down on the job. Colebrook Valley Cemetery map. I just got to send it to Lisa. Bad on my part. Same thing with Bardano. Two marks against Chris. Fesco Farms PDD. I haven't heard anything in months, so we're just going to let that sit. And Board of Assessment Review vacancy.
Yeah, we had vacancy since February, we have not yet found a candidate to fill that seat, we battle. Coming down the road, it would be best if we get a full board.
Okay. Anyone know anyone that you think would do a good job or could suggest reaching out to?
Work on it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Resolution over on new business resolution for supporting the Justice Court application to the JCAP grant. Did he send me anything on that? Do you have it? You have it all. We've done it before. Okay. Thank you. Oh, really? Oh. All right, so this just is the resolution asking for the support of the town board for the 2020 Justice Court Assistance Program grant application. That's being prepared by Jeff and for submission to the New York State Unified Court System and Justice Court Assistance Program. I'm not sure what they're looking for, but they're asking for us to approve it. So we can go ahead and introduce.
They're asking us because we accept the funds and spend.
No, I know, but I don't know what Jeff was planning on for this year, or what he's looking for or asking for. If we are interested in that, maybe that's over there, maybe it's not. Is that what you're looking through?
I'm looking at, I want to see at the moment, there's 4 models, 13 units.
Yeah, okay. Well, if they're going to give it to them, if they're going to give us to them, or give them to us, what do we care?
Whatever he can get, something.
Yeah, okay. So, someone want to make this motion?
In support of the Justice Court Assistance Program grant.
I'll second that motion. Actually, we have to do a roll call vote. Supervisor Koza, aye. Counselor Ty is absent. Counselor Parsons is absent. Counselor Fesco?
Aye.
Counselor Hinchcliffe?
Aye.
Okay, we're done with that. There you go, Lisa.
What the yellow is.
Okay, what do we have left here? Lisa, what I miss? That's everything. That's all the little boxes checked. All right. Motion to adjourn. I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.